evacuation order has been issued and state of emergency is about to be declared. Guys, this is a story that is absolutely crazy. Have you ever had shitty neighbors? We all know that. And I think I'm an expert in this because I've had a lot of shitty neighbors and still do. But how can I say, what these neighbors are doing to the properties that are affected now blows away everything. And the mystery is still, who did it? Who would build an illegal dam on a lake that is rising the water levels on this lake? And the river goes downstream and there's properties. And now there's a problem because the dam is about to breach. Collapse is better. And if you follow my channel, if you're part of the On the Pulse with Silky Squad, you've seen all these videos about dam collapses and how devastating this can be. So the interesting part is illegal dam. Nobody knows who built it. Built from gravel. So it seems someone has dumped gravel to increase the water levels in the lake, or maybe keep more water in the lake for the summer. And it seems, they thought a little bit about engineering and how to build dam. They had some outlets to let the river flow through, but they have been blocked by debris and by logs. And now this has escalated to this situation. And now the rainy season's coming. The rain's in the forecast for the next few days. It's been relatively dry and it's already threatening. So imagine if a dam bursts, lake level rises first, the dam bursts, that's a problem. So now they want to send out an engineer there tomorrow to look at this thing. And probably you might ask, why can't they just blow up that illegal dam? Well, if they blow it up, that's the same thing as if the dam would collapse. We have a problem. There's so much water behind that. And where is it? Only in Canada. Many people say, no, well, it is in Canada. It's in British Columbia. It's in the interior of British Columbia, in the Thompson-Nicola Regional District. And 14 properties downstream are now at risk of being flooded, and they have this evacuation alert. So there is the Fadear Lake, and this is the Fadear Lake Dam that's about to burst. And it's located a little bit northeast of Kamloops, and the regional district says the risk of imminent failure is present. That's why they're all worried. So residents of 14 rural properties are being asked to prepare to leave at a moment's notice due to the risk of the failure of that dam. So they want to prevent the failure of that dam. So that's why the engineer is coming. And basically what they hope that this engineer could do is lessen the risk of failing of this dam in the lower North Thompson area. It's unauthorized, poses a flooding risk, and evacuation alerts. Isn't this crazy? If you have a neighbor that does that because they want to go fishing or hunting ducks in the pond, absolutely great. It will be difficult to find out who did it unless they have surveillance cameras, but that's basically a little bit in the middle of nowhere. So also what the district communications manager said, that evacuation alert is not expected to change at any time unless there is a significant change at the dam that would affect the creek that goes through that lake, the Fadear Creek. Well, if there are significant changes, that can only mean the dam overflowed or it broke, and then people have to evacuate. So it's a man-made gravel structure. It's at the end of Fadear Lake, and that's Crown land. So it's not private land where someone has a lake on their private land and decided to build that dam. So at that area, the lake is draining into Fadear Creek. And the regional district only became aware of that dam Monday afternoon, just a day and a half ago. The Ministry of Water, Lands and Resource Stewardship informed them of the existence and said, well, did you guys authorize authorized this? Did you build this? We didn't know about this. So what's going on here? And then they said, well, we have no, what, where? So a big mystery. So, and since the culverts of the dam have been partially blocked, the water level started to rise. So we have the risk of water flowing over top, but also completely destroying this gravel dam structure. So the province says they're concerned if water did start to flow over the top, it would start to erode the gravel structure and it could send an uncontrolled amount of water downstream. So they're sending this team of an engineer and of a staff member of the Thompson-Nicola district tomorrow, and they want to assess what they can do with that situation, what they can do in the immediate term to mitigate the current risk. As I said, you can't blow it up. How deep is the water? How deep is the lake? Can you reach it with an excavator? Well, obviously you somewhat could because the dam is there, but maybe they did this in the summer when the lake level was quite low and it was better to be reached. So the short-term work, they're aiming to reduce the current level in the lake. So they're thinking about siphoning out water. So probably with pumps and pumping it somewhere else. So slowly bringing down the water levels, and then they want to start to slowly bring down the dam. Better solution, they say, than allowing the dam to burst and then having high levels of water entering the creek all at once. Yep, I agree. And I'm sure the neighbors downstream agree as well. Well, let's hope that none of the neighbors built this to go fishing. So soon they want to declare the local emergency, the local state of emergency, but they say this is only a paperwork process. Yeah, but it's really an emergency, I would say. They say it sounds more alarming than it actually is. They say that a local state of emergency is a legislative tool that enables a local government to do emergency works on Crown land. Okay, that makes sense. It is Crown land, so they need to remove that dam. Someone has to. So now they say, as they don't know why that dam is there and who did it, it's up to the ministry to investigate what really happened. But first, the emergency has to be managed. Afterwards, they want to investigate that. Guys, I will keep you updated. Interesting story, I thought. I hope you liked it, but check out my other videos. The Pacific Northwest, the west coast of British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and California is doomed. And it's not the big Cascadia Fault earthquake that we're all so afraid of, guys. It's something else, a combined force, a new study. They found evidence. It's absolutely terrifying. This could be the biggest disaster that Canada and the United States has ever seen at once, and resources to help millions of people that would be affected, or even worse, where would they get them from? So this is a scenario where the scientists say this is out of a movie because it's so unreal, and yet it is. Never heard about that before, guys. I promise you, you have to watch this video. Click here. And if you want to fill me up with coffee to produce more of that stuff, link is in the description. Go to my buymeacoffee.com/silky site. Thanks, everyone. New videos for my members. Not so good, not so happy ones, I have to say. Let's chat about that in the membership level. I see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.